Okay, my friends. Well, it was supposed to be 5 o'clock. It's a little later. Welcome, welcome. Please, I'm so glad that you stayed with me. Hopefully, you did. Amnon, thank you for getting me out of this mess that my computer created here. You are on the Gisela show on Monday at 5 o'clock. Amnon, thank you again. You
You're
made it
welcome.
possible again. Yes, it was such a, when you're on live, on a live show, things will happen. They will happen. So let's get right to it. I have a great show for you prepared, a little different than my all the other listeners that know me are used to. It's usually more about homeopathy and so on. Today, not so much because I am so much more than a homeopathist, as you guys know. I am an esthetician, a licensed esthetician. I have been in natural health care all my life. That means I have a doctor's degree in for natural health, and I have learned so much about it. I have used all of that always for myself and for my family and for all of my clients. Now, many of these, this is the new show now. I'm going to give 1 week. We're going to have only that. Then we're going to have another week where we'll have some homeopathy again, so that everybody has a little something. We changed, for those of you who were a little confused, we changed it to 5 o'clock because we thought 8 o'clock on Monday might be just dinner time for many of you. So we changed it to 5 o'clock. Hopefully, this will be more convenient for you. Please let us know if this is not a good time for you. But I think it is. Amnon thinks it is. So let's get to it. First of all, this show, as I have advertised it, is for women that are not anymore 20, 30, or even 40. Although many of the 40-year-old ones that I have seen in my travels, I would like to tap on the shoulder and say, excuse me, you don't have to look like a mom, you know? We don't have to look like a grandma. We don't have to look. We can look and feel and healthier much younger. And if you have the mind fit, I've said that many times and I say it again. Age is an attitude. It's an attitude. You carry your shoulders back, you lift up your head, you make eye contact with a total stranger and smile. And guess what? All of a sudden, you're lifted up. You feel better. You feel better about yourself. And the word no, every grandmother should learn. And every mother should learn. It should be tattooed somewhere because we always give, 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 and we deplete ourselves with giving and caring for others. And that, don't misunderstand me. That is a good thing. I do the same thing. I'm a helper. Why do you think I do this show? I'm a helper. I want people to feel better about themselves. But you have to be able to say no, because if you give everything away, you have nothing for yourself. You need to keep some for yourself. And here are a few very essential things. One is, don't fret so much about what you're not. Concentrate on all the things you are. I think I'll say that again. Don't fret so much on all the things you're not. Concentrate on the things you are. Now, here's the thing. When you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say, Oh, good enough? That's not good enough. I never do that. I never ever do that. I do not ever say good enough for anything. Good enough is not even a word. It's never good. It's either good or it's not good. So here's what I see when I'm out there, and I'm out in the public and so on a lot. Although in our little area, it's probably a little bit more prevalent, what I'm going to be telling you. But I do go to New York City quite often. And I see there different things. However, it's a lot like that too. Women in a certain age, like over 50, 60, even 70, and then when you get into my age, the Jane Fonda age, is, you know, women, there are so many women that look 90. They look totally spent. Now, that may be of many reasons. And what I'm going to be telling you throughout the year now has nothing to do with money or opportunities. It has something to do with your attitude and your willingness to change with the time. It doesn't mean you have to have facelifts. It doesn't mean you have to have liposuction. It does not mean you have to have Botox. None of those things make you look better. They only change you. What makes you look better is your smile and your attitude about it. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for that. First of all, the haircut. Most women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, they have this one pixie haircut. I don't know what, the hairdressers must be going to school for this one haircut, because I see this haircut all over the world. Now, I have a type of pixie haircut too, but I've been wearing that when I was in my 30s, although I have changed it. But you know, it's not this very short, gray, look, it's sort of like a cap. I think every woman should put together a little money every week or every day or whatever comes, you know, the spare change. Put it in a jar and go every 2-3 months to a hairdresser that is really fabulous, that is really good, that really has proven. Don't pick your haircut out of a magazine and say, I want that one, because that face is a 20-year-old face and has that haircut and it looks adorably cute on her. But you are maybe a 50, 60 or 70-year-old woman and you're not so adorably cute in that haircut anymore. And your hair is gray. Now, I have nothing against beautiful white gray hair, nothing. But when it's salt and pepper, then you should, you know, do something. Do something. I mean, either make it darker or lighter, or make it all gray, or make it all, I don't even know what my own hair color is anymore. Probably a lot of gray in there too. But I don't want to find out either, because this is who I am. I decided that I've changed it many times. I was a redhead, I was this, I was that. It always gave me a lift for a couple of days. And then I looked at it and I said, this is not me. I'm a blonde. So I'm sure many of you are like that. So here's what you need to do is you need to say, I want to look young, vibrant, and healthy. Now, you may not be young, vibrant, and healthy, but if your head tells your body, guess what? It happens. Now, I get up with aches and pains too. I have that midriff belly Not anymore as much, and I'm going to give you my little secret recipe for that. Not anymore as much as I used to. But I do have it. When you're my age, mid 70s, that's what it is. I don't mind. I don't really mind being my age because I don't act it. I don't feel it really. Well, some mornings maybe. But, most of the time I don't because I keep myself occupied, interested, open minded. I have a positive attitude towards most everything, except when my computer crashes, and then I go all to pieces, and then thank God there is somebody who holds my hand. But otherwise, I am a positive person, and I want you to be, because a positive person can do anything you want. Anything. So here the first thing we're going to do is change the hair. Okay, that changes the entire person. Change your hair to whatever you think would look good. And they are on the net. They are programs that you can look up, okay, that say, hey, this might look, experiment. Go to a fabulous hair salon. So their haircut is not going to be $15 or $20. It might be $80. It might be $120. But you know what? That's a lot cheaper than walking around. And it's okay. Wearing a muumuu made out of polyester or made polyester pants. And you know what? When you have a big bottom, the big stretchy polyester pants, those leggings, it doesn't look good. It really doesn't, especially when you're not 20 anymore. When you're 20 and you're big, you can get away with almost anything. But when you get a little older, you do not want to wear those. Wear some nice slacks that hide a little, and only something that is a tiny bit more loose, is not plastered to your skin, will give you that. The second thing is, put your shoulders back. Walk straight. Don't walk hunched over. It's sort of like a downtrodden thing. Don't do that. Stay straight. Now, one of the major things is with people that when they, especially women in a certain age, is that it's starting to sag. It sags here, lines around here, lots of here. The skin does not look taut anymore, doesn't look. One of my favorite things is the turmeric mask with honey and egg yolk. I had given that once before. I will put it on my website. You can go on My Life, My Health's website. It will be there. Give me a day. I had a little computer problem, so it's going to probably be a day, but I will put that on there. I will also put the recipe for the midriff bulge. So many of my clients, people that I see, that I meet, they say, I just can't get rid of this. It's just so. No, and exercise is not going to do it. And you got to eat. What you eat is maybe a problem, but we're not rabbits. We can't live on salad. I like to have a real meal. I love to cook and I love to feed people, so I eat. But here's the thing. You probably heard of apple cider vinegar, right? You probably heard that it is fabulous to get rid of the pounds. Well, I tried it for the last months now. And let me tell you, it does work. And here's what you do. You take a glass about yay size, which is what, about 16 ounces, and you put, well, I eyeball it usually, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar in there. Then you take a little cayenne pepper and you put a dash, just a dash, there, a little more, there. You stir it really well. Now, if that is too sour for you, you can take your maple syrup and just put a couple of drops in there. There. That's it. Not more than that. Perfect. Stir it real well and sip it all day long. Delicious. It does 2 things. One thing, it curbs your appetite. You won't be snacking around all day. And the second is it changes the metabolism of your body. So therefore, you will eliminate better. You probably will go number 2. If you go now once a day, you will go 3-4 times a day. Always the small amount, but you will go that many. That means you're starting to eliminate some of the fat. Now, the second one is in the morning when I have my eggs. Yes, and I have 2 eggs every morning from my chickens, and I love it. If I don't have my eggs, I'm totally addicted to them. And I do not have high cholesterol, and we're going to have a whole show on cholesterol and heart disease one day because I just found information. In fact, any of you who are reading the National Geographic, the latest issue, Why People Lie, or Why We Lie, it really says on the front page. In the back, there's this huge article about Pandora's box, and it's all about cholesterol and the lies we've been fed. So we'll have a whole show on that. But in the morning, when I have my breakfast, I take vitamin D and K2. Vitamin D, I take 1 because it's a 5,000 unit vitamin D. It's all you need. And I take 2 100 milligram K2. Now, what does K2 do? K2 metabolizes the sugar and the fats that you eat and gives them the ability to be flushed out into your body, into the bloodstream, through your bloodstream, through your system, and it flushes out. Fabulous midriff eliminator. It just really works. Been doing this now for months. I have now about my clothes that I have not been able to wear. Like I have a pair of jeans that I really liked, and I haven't been able to button those. Well, I can button them now. Not comfortably yet, but give me another month, I will. But here's the thing, for all of you who don't have a weight problem, you may have the other one, because if you lose too much weight, guess what will happen? Your face will start to sag, you will have more wrinkles, your boobs will be down by your belly button, because that's all fat and water, and that will all be gone. You will have no behind that looks nice. And your arms will jingle jangle here like no tomorrow. So do not get too thin. Thin for old women, old men, not either. Doesn't look good on old men. But old women is not a good thing. Unless you have been thin all your life, do not decide, oh, I'm going to, well, if you lose too much weight, in fact, it's a health risk. So I would not encourage that. You will never be the same weight as when you were 20. I can guarantee you that. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. If you can wear clothes that you wore maybe 5 to 10 years and that feels okay, then you're doing the right thing. And that's all you need to do. Now, one of the other things is what many people think that uh, they don't have any energy. They don't have any. They're so wrapped up in their family, in their doing babysitting, helping their daughter. It's usually the daughter that they help, at least in my circle of friends. It's always the daughter that she has 5 kids or 2 or 3 kids, and grandma is the built-in babysitter. Well, you know what? I like kids too. I have grandchildren. Did I ever babysit them? No, never. They didn't trust me with them, I guess. No, it wasn't that. It was just that I was just never that kind of a mother, you know? You are out there, you're on your own. I had to do it on my own. You go ahead and do it too. You need some money for the babysitter? I'll be glad to chip in a couple of dollars. But I'm not going to do it. If they wanted to come for a weekend and drop the children off, well, one weekend is all right. 2, 3 weekends in a row, I dig up the word no. And because that prevents you from doing anything for yourself. And all of a sudden you're in this grandmother mode. It's good enough, that haircut. It's good enough, those sloppy little pants that you're wearing. It's good enough, that T-shirt that is really should be put to whatever, not on your body anymore. But, it's not. Have pride in yourself. When you were younger, you had that. You had that pride. You were in there, you were fighting and you were doing things and you were raising your children. You were learning new things. Dig up some of that. It'll keep you young. It'll keep you healthier. It's not that it is just a thing. Research has found the more optimistic you are, the more you learn new things. New things. Go learn a new language for all I care. Learn knitting, learn to paint, learn the computer really well. Learn anything. Go back to school, learn history, biology, whatever you want. But do something. Just television, the kids, cooking, and husband, and house cleaning should not be enough. You should do more because, well, maybe for some women that is. I shouldn't be so generalizing, I feel that, but I see on my clients when I give them this little pep talk, which most every one of my clients gets, and they follow it, all of a sudden they feel better. Their little aches and pains, the knee that has been bothering them still bothers them. But you know what? It's not the most important thing in the world anymore. It's not. You have to get out of the rut that you get in when you get older. We have found, researchers have found, optimism and learning new things and having a healthy can-do attitude has given people more than any pill, than any procedure, than anything, any vitamin, anything. Just those things are the most important things in the world. Wherever I go, people say, oh, you can't be your age. You can't be. Well, I am. But I feel, well, hey, I mean, that's the way it is. But I add to it my optimism. I have an open mind. If somebody comes to me and tells me something new or something outlandish or something that I haven't experienced, I don't automatically say, oh, that can't be. No, I look at them and say, hey, give me some background. Tell me why you think that is the right thing, because you have to have an open mind, and an open mind to yourself. Now, one of the other things that I really would like to talk about is makeup. And we're going to have a whole segment on that. But makeup, where I see a lot of women date themselves, just because that makeup you've been wearing for 20 years and it looked good on you for 20 years, when you get older, it very likely will not look good on you anymore. Blue eyeshadow on a 60-year-old woman doesn't do it. It really doesn't do it. Now, if you want to wear eyeshadow that is maybe a little gray. What for blondes it looks great is you can use your rouge. And this is what I do, is for in the morning. Nothing will take long. Nothing, as I've always said, has to cost a ton of money. I take a rouge. I buy a rouge. In fact, this rouge I've had for probably 10 years. It's still almost new because I use so little of it that it does not, it really, it's been forever. Now, I don't use a sponge. What I use is I use a brush. And I go around it because it's 3 colors. And I blow off most of it. And then what I do is I go over my eyes first. I just go over, close one eye, just go over here. Then I go right under my eye, right along here. And see, I'm coming down. Don't do this thing. I mean, they tell you, oh, put a spoon here and then just go down here. No, you want to look fresh. You want to look fresh. Go a little around the chin. Put a little on your nose because that'll make you look younger and fresh. There you go. Just very, very easy. Very light. That's it. If you show some forehead, put a little right around here. One application with one. That's it. Then you go on the other side. Go one more time, you go on the other side. Do you see? It looks fresh. It looks nice. Do we have any callers, Amnan? Anything in the chat room?
No.
None.
No.
Okay. All right. Now, one other thing is, and I will go on a whole makeup show one day. But one thing is that ages you also is lips get thinner and you start having these lines around here. Okay. I take off some of my glass. And what I made here is, and by the way, these little cups at the dollar store, $1 for all of these cups. You can keep all of your makeup. You can keep all of your little mask in there. These little cups are fabulous. $1, the whole thing. So you can throw them away. You don't have to wash anything afterwards. And it has a nice little lid. See? Keeps everything nice and fresh. So what you do is you mix a little cinnamon with Vaseline. And if you want to, you can put a dash of cayenne pepper in there. This cayenne pepper that you also drink. And the reason for that is you want to plump your lips. And what you do is, once you mixed it, you put a little on your finger and apply it to your lips. Now, that is an exfoliant and a lip plumper. Keep doing it. Be gentle with yourself. Leave it on for about 5 minutes. By the time I'm finished talking, I'm going to wipe it off. Then you wipe it off, and you will see that your lips are redder, plumper, softer, and more useful. Super, super idea. It is just a fabulous way of keeping your lips. Now, what I often see is women wearing lip gloss in red, and they have these little lines along because they think that the lip gloss makes the lip juicier. Well, red lip gloss will go into these little lines, and it does not look attractive. It really does not look attractive. So what you do is you do this, the cinnamon treatment, once, twice, 3 times a week. Okay? Start with 1 time a week, then you increase it. You keep, do it as you need. I do it like maybe once or twice a week. Then you take it off. Do you see my lips are redder and plumper? Now then I take the outline, I take a lip pencil, and I outline my lips. Now I don't take a red lip pencil. I have sort of like an in-between lip pencil. And then just before I go out, I take a little gloss, just the gloss. You can take Vaseline. Vaseline disappears too quickly. I put it on my finger, just a little dab like this. And I only do it on the bottom first, a little on the top, and I'm ready to go. This will last for a couple of hours unless I start eating and drinking. And then you can reapply that. Now, don't you think that that looks fabulous? And it looks young, and it looks smooth. Another real helpful tip is Moroccan oil. Any kind of oil, really. Don't use olive oil, but Moroccan oil is really, and you can buy a big bottle or a small bottle because you use so little, you just use 1 drop. Put it on a little brush like this and start brushing your lashes. If you do that every evening, just every evening, your lashes will be nice and luscious. Another thing is, if you don't have one of these brushes, here's what you can do. You can use an old mascara. Wash it out, wash it real well out, and use that as your brush. I have several of these that I washed. I keep nice in the tube, and it works really well. Then I do not have a mascara brush that is big and fat. but a very thin one, especially when you have your lashes are shorter. They will grow with the Moroccan oil. Works just as well as that $150 or $200 lash growing stuff that you have to have a prescription for. I won't even say the name. But it works just as well. If you do that every evening, you brush your teeth, you brush your eyelashes, and that's it. Use a thin brush, go over it. Now, in order, many women, when they're 50, 60, they don't even wear mascara anymore because they can't see it and it smears. Now, here's a little trick of this. You take a piece of toilet paper tissue, one of these plies, okay? You tear off a little, wet it, and apply it right above the lashes, right like this. Now you can apply your mascara and you won't have it smeared up on the eyelid. Then you take it off and that's it. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can use a Q-tip. Wet it, go along, especially at the bottom, wherever you messed up. You can do it up on the top too. Just go along. It takes off any kind of mishaps with the mascara. Well, guys, I gave you a bunch of stuff today. I hoped you liked this. If you did, send me a note and please rate the show. Excuse me. Please rate the show. There's a little button. Rate it of, you liked it. You didn't like it, whatever. I like to know. Let me give you my website again. It's www, we know that, right? My life, my health .website. Very easy and easy to remember. I hope you join me next week again at 5 o'clock here at the Gisela Show. And we will have a whole new topic, very likely about cholesterol. Right now, I'm really into the cholesterol because it's such a, it was such an eye-opener when I researched that, and I always make sure that what I read, I verify with other sources. So what I tell you here works and has been verified. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for tuning in. And please tell me if this 5 o'clock, if this time is a good time for you. We think so. We think that 5 o'clock is probably a fabulous time for you. So have a great week. Put your shoulders back. Look at some stranger and smile, and you'll see it'll brighten your entire day. Bye for now.
You're tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.